Mm. All right, welcome everybody. Everybody, like the one or two people that might watch this, that's totally okay. This is my first YouTube video. I do have a podcast that I've been recording for a few months now, and have recently started uploading to YouTube. But I wanted to actually start doing some shorter videos and get a little bit more intentional with what I'm doing. So you got to start somewhere. That's something I definitely believe in. And as you can kind of look around, this is my little makeshift studio that I have in a corner of my apartment. But yeah, I think it's really important for me to do the things that I preach, lead by example. So here's my first video, and it's the life coach introduces himself. So my name is Matthew Callaway. I am 29 years old. I'm going to briefly go over my background. So I have a background in athletics. I went to Penn State where I played volleyball from 2012 to 2017. I like I said, I played volleyball. I started playing volleyball in high school. Loved playing a bunch of sports growing up. So I definitely have a very competitive nature. Have loved playing sports my whole life. Definitely an outlet for me to really try to excel. I've um, often wanted to be the best at something. There's this desire, this burning desire in me that to really compete and try to be the best version of myself and try to really make a name for myself. So, I was able to play volleyball at a high level. Um, I studied kinesiology in college with a kind of the option of movement science. So kinesiology, movement science. For those of you who don't know, it's just the study of movement. Movement science often goes into physical therapy, chiropractics, a lot of physician's assistants, things like that. Originally, I wanted to be an architect and did a lot of architecture in high school, really enjoyed that. However, when it came down to choosing sports or what I wanted to major in, I pretty much have always chosen sports again because I was a young kid and I was like, I want to go to the NBA. And then when I started, playing volleyball and got really, solid at that, and I'm not going to say really good at that, but I started getting better. I started thinking, I really want to go play in college, and then I want to be a pro volleyball player, and it'd be awesome to be on the USA national team. So that's really just always was aiming up to be what can I play at the highest level. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm probably going to go through and do some videos that are more in depth about some of these things, but I just wanted to again kind of introduce myself. So who am I looking to help as a life coach? All right. I think with my background, something that was really important to me in my own life was transitioning from sports to post athletic life. And that was something I was very ill prepared for. Mostly probably my fault. And at the end of the day, I'm very much about taking as much personal responsibility as you can for your life and the situation you're in. And I'd like to take as much responsibility as I can for me not being prepared to do that. Having said that, if I could help athletes transition from playing their sport into the next phase of their life, that would be something very fulfilling to me. And I think I'd be very good at that. And that's kind of the way I hope to help people. Um, I'm very non-traditional in that I'm not super big on getting a big fancy education or doing a bunch of certifications. Of course, that's something you should be working towards if you're, especially depending on the field you're in. But life coaching's kind of wide open. So, working on getting a life coaching certificate as well. But I wanted to start with YouTube and just give everything away for free. The goal is to help people at some point down the road. If I have clients that, receive value, I think it would be working, testimonials at first. Once my time becomes more scarce and limited, then it's taking on clients and working through a course I produce for them with the help of some of my mentors that I think, are really solid and would be able to help a lot of people. And then obviously helping them achieve the desired results. Um, but after I get, the testimonials, so I'll be doing a lot for free. YouTube, and, as much as I can give things away for free, that's great. I have another job that I think I can help build a team as far as like building my own business as an entrepreneur. So that's something I want to kind of keep separate and really keep this to helping people as free as I can. Um, I need to obviously keep food on the table for myself, my wife and daughter, but outside of that, I really want to try to just pour everything I can into helping people, improving the videos, make a better studio, kind of clean everything up, get into a better home, uh, just making everything more professional. But my big thing is like, I really don't want to do all these flashy things and, like all the editing and all that stuff. I really want to keep it more just me and the audience and being myself and authentic. And over time, I hope that, people resonate with me and I find people that do need help. And they think that, through my experience and what I've been able to do with my own life, they might see some value in that and be able to try it for themselves. And then we kind of go from there. So the people I'm looking to help, obviously athletes. For me, my athletic career, I did make it to be a professional volleyball player in Europe, played in Estonia and Romania. But through injuries and just some other obstacles, I kind of had to cut my career short. I really wanted to go out on my own terms, but with COVID happening the same year that I really blew out my hip and shoulder, it life just took another turn. So rather than being able to continue in my sport, I really kind of lost who I was as a person, and that's really why I want to help athletes that for sure kind of have an unexpected exit from their sport. Um, I have a great deal of personal experience with that. I can resonate and understand what an athlete that is going through, because when that happens, I can resonate with what they're going through because I went through that exactly. And it was very difficult for me. So an athlete that is either going from, just they wanted to play in college, but it didn't work out. I would I would be looking to help people like that. People that got cut from their college team, or just had an injury, whatever reason that they can no longer play in college, or even if they just thought, I'm going to be a starter or this or that, or they're working towards being a starter. So athletes that are either still in their sport looking to improve their lives, improve their performance, athletes that are exiting their sport for whatever reason at any level. So whether it's high school, college, professionally. Um, and then another thing that's, been very recent for me is uh, deciding, self-diagnosing myself as neurodivergent. So basically autistic. And that wasn't something I considered at all really my whole life. No one ever suggested that to me. When I was about 26 years old, I found an account called the Autistic Book Club on Instagram, which is a great account. I highly recommend you give it a follow. Maybe you'll see that you resonate a lot with them. And that's kind of what started happening with me. I was just like, I relate to all these posts. And it's really starting to make sense why school felt the way it did when I went through it. Um, who I am as a person, it just all started really making a lot of sense. So being false diagnosed as, depressed or possibly bipolar, after not being able to play my sport, it's like, yeah, I was looking for something to be the reason why things were the way they were. It didn't feel right though. I knew it was maybe something else. I didn't know what it was. It kind of felt briefly like, oh, okay, there's something wrong with me, and that makes a lot of sense. And then it was, well, I don't know if this is exactly it. And the stuff that I'm trying to be treated with for that isn't really working out. So I kind of started considering maybe maybe I'm on the spectrum. And after about 2.5 years, like I said, I'm 29 now, I pretty much was like, this is for sure. And, people can say, oh, go get diagnosed. I could potentially try to pursue that. I just don't really feel like I even need to. And if you look into things the way that I do, um, I think you'd understand. A lot of people in the neurodivergent community share very similar sentiments where it's very hard to get a diagnosis later in life. It's a pretty frustrating process for me. I don't really need anyone to believe me or not. I'm very comfortable with how I feel about it and what I think. So I'm pretty set on it. I feel pretty confident in my own diagnosis on it from what I've read, from what I've experienced, reflecting back on my life, doing a ton of self work. Um, yeah, I feel good about it. So I want to also help anyone that's neurodivergent, whether you have ADHD, autism, if you have a combination of both, it's both very common. So people that, struggled in school for one reason or another. I don't think school's necessarily set up for people to succeed that have these, um, you know, I'm not even going to say issues because for me, the way I look at it, and this is not for everybody, but for me, um, my combination of ADD and autism, I treat it like a superpower. When I started really figuring out how I want to learn and what I want to pursue, it doesn't feel like anything that holds me back. It feels like something that gives me an edge over a lot of people. Um, so that's something I lean into, and I hope I can, I aim to help others lean into that and really find a better way forward for them. And I think I have the tools, the knowledge, and the will and drive to constantly work at that stuff to help people as well. So athletes, NDs, and then obviously everyone. I want to help as many people as possible. I really want to, something I say pretty much daily is I want to change the world. I'm going to change the world. And in order to do that, I need to help as many people that want help, that want to change as I possibly can. So no one's off the table. I would say that just from my own personal experience and um, what I've overcome as an athlete and autistic person, I think I can help people with that specifically. So that would be more my niche and target audience. However, anyone that gets value from this, I think it's a win. So I don't want to keep this too long, so I'm going to try to wrap up in the next 3 minutes or so because I want to try to keep it under 20 minutes. But if at any point in time anything part of this video helps you at all, give it a like, subscribe so you can see further content, or better yet, if you think someone else might benefit from this, go ahead and share this with them because that would mean a lot to me. And like I said, I'm really trying to help grow so I can help as many people as possible. And the more support I receive, the more likely I'm going to be able to change the world because I know I can't do it on my own. Again, we'll get into more stuff more thoroughly down the road, and you can watch the podcast called Way Out There um, to really see in depth how I think about things and what I think. Because that show, I pretty much just talk about whatever I want. Whatever's really going on upstairs in my head. So, you can definitely take a look at that and really see a lot more in depth of who I am as a person, what I believe, where I've come from. But I will also start doing that in short form videos. Everything's going to be unedited, uncut, just raw. I want to be as authentic as possible, not because I think it's a trend that's happening right now. It's because I spent a lot of time trying to be a people pleaser or trying to be someone I'm not so that, as many people as possible could like me. And it's not that I don't want people to like me anymore. It's just I lost who I was trying to do that. And I'd much rather stay true to myself, say the things that I believe, and put myself out there and find my tribe and my community that resonates with that kind of stuff with just who I am as a person and go from there because I think it's very silly and backwards. Again, I spent most of my life doing this, trying to present myself, masking is a very common thing in autistic community. You will hear a lot about that if you ever do any research or if you talk to somebody with autism around the spectrum, they'll talk about masking. I did that a lot to try to fit in or make friends because I think that was something that was difficult for me. It would be hard to see that maybe from the outside because through sports and things like that, I ended up making a lot of friends, but it was more so from just associating with them all the time and them kind of having to be around me. I wasn't very good at like going out and being a social person. Anyways, why I got interested in life coaching, I talked about it a little bit already, but I was struggling, to a very severe degree where I felt like it felt like severe depression. And I thought maybe I'll be a volleyball coach, maybe I'll do this. I could, a lot of people maybe were confused even why I just like kind of fell off the face of the earth in the volleyball community. There's, there's nothing wrong with any other, hold on. I'm not trying to say, I don't want to like explain what I'm trying to say, but there's nothing wrong with the route you choose in life. The job, like there's a place for everybody. We all have our own path. For me, this is something Jordan Peterson said, where it's like the purpose in life is to find the biggest burden you can bear and to bear it. And for me, I'm willing to do this kind of stuff so that I can try to change the world and make it a better place and help as many people as possible. So because I struggled, I want to help those that are struggling. And I can do that by sharing my experience, how I fixed my own life and working constantly day to day. I will always say I'm a constant work in progress. So going from a place where I was literally just trying to get to the next day and not doing anything, during the day, just like mindlessly kind of wasting it, just like, all right, well, if I can just get to tomorrow, it was a miserable spot to be in. And I know there's other people that are in that kind of spot. So if I can help any of them in any way by posting videos like this and sharing my story and giving them strategies and values that worked for me, then that's a win. So that's the kind of thing I'm looking to do and why I really decided I wanted to get into life coaching. There's definitely some books that really helped me out. So I'll kind of cover that stuff. I just wanted to do a little bit of a video that introduced myself and a little bit of background, and then kind of go from there. So I'm not going to go into my values or anything like that today. I will share that for another video, but um, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up because we're going to be pushing 20 minutes here. So thank you so much. It's really nice to meet you guys. I'm looking forward to the conversations we have. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to just throw it down in the comments below. Um, I will try to be very interactive. No matter what I say, there's going to be people that like it. There's going to be people that hate it. And there's going to be people that say, you look stupid or what, you're ugly, whatever, you know, people could say whatever they want. I have pretty thick skin. I'm not asking you to test it. It's just if it's respectful, I'll probably respond to the comments. If it's like very hateful or unproductive, I'm probably not going to waste my time responding. So looking to engage with people that really do want help. And for the trolls out there, go troll somebody else because it's just not really going to work for. It's not really going to do you anything. It's not going to do me anything. So go ahead and move along, I guess. But free world, so you can do what you want. Anyways, thanks again, guys. My name is Matthew Callaway, and yeah, let's wrap it up. So I'll see you guys next time.